Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend, and a happy Friday, y'all! Did American Airlines spot a UFO? Lady Gaga's dog has been stolen, and we're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We had the reunion finale, finally. We're talking about that and a lot more. You know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage. Let go. It's Friday, yay, beauty besties. How was your week? We've made it to the end of another week, praise God. Now, what do you guys have planned for the weekend? You know, I have no plans for the weekend as of now, and I say that and watch on Monday, I'm like, child, let me tell y'all about blah, blah, blah. But as of right now, nothing major, nothing really planned. Nobody's in town. Rare. So I feel like I might just lay a little low. Oh, I have some things I need to watch this weekend. I still have yet to have my nostalgia moment with Disney Plus and Cinderella. But I had not seen Judas and the Messiah yet on HBO Max. I have to watch The People versus Billie Holiday. It's released today on the Hulu, child. So I have some entertaining things I need to watch in terms of television and movies. But we'll see. So let's talk. So apparently, an American Airlines pilot phoned into air traffic control asking if they had targets in the sky because there was some unidentified object flying above the plane. So he called into air traffic control and he said that, I don't know if you guys have any targets up here, but there was something cylindrical that flew above us at a really, really fast pace and speed. Now, excuse me, was it a bird? It wasn't a plane. What was this cylindrical object that's flying above the plane? Because here's the thing, don't planes fly between like 35,000 feet and 40, something like that? That's really, really high. Like birds don't even fly up that high. So air traffic control said, an American said that they did notify the FBI, and the FBI is now saying that they can neither confirm nor deny what the object was, but they did say they got the report from American Airlines that they reported something was flying. Baby, I can't. Between Black Lives Mattering, Stop Asian Hate, between us being in a whole pandemic, panorama, panini, whatever you want to call it, now you want to tell me that there's now UFOs and the aliens are here for real, for real? Like, I can't. This is literally like, I think about my great-grandmother and our grandparents talking about, we living in the end of days, child, between a pandemic and now the aliens being here. Where's Men in Black? Because you know it probably exists. If B613 can exist, allegedly, in scandal, I'm sure that Men in Black exists under some other name in our U.S. government. Where they at? Save us from the invasion. I don't need an Independence Day this weekend or any other weekend except the real Independence Day. And you know, I may or may not observe that, child, because you know, that's a whole nother thing. I'm just saying, can we avoid being taken over by the aliens while we're in the middle of this pandemic, aka panorama? I'm just saying. What next? No, I don't want to know what next. Actually, you know what? What's next? Let's move into the next topic. You know, sometimes I really can't even make the news up. I really do need to buy another one. Rain down on me. Anyways, so there's an Arizona man who's now being fined for faking his own kidnapping. This whole man faked being kidnapped, and obviously you can see the photo, handcuffed and everything. And you know why he faked being kidnapped? I'm so glad you asked, beauty besties. Because he didn't want to go to work. Sir, I don't know what kind of soul-sucking job you got that you need to fake being kidnapped to avoid going to work, but it was not the move. He got caught, and now he has to pay a fine. You know, these people talk about method acting. You know, that's some real method acting. The fact that he bound himself, faked his kidnapping, and who was giving him a ransom? Who's supposed to provide his ransom? His job? Like, if you're trying to be kidnapped so you don't have to go into clock into work, sir, who's supposed to free you? And do you call in and say, hey, I can't come to work today because I've been kidnapped? Or do you have your alleged kidnapper call into your job and be like, hey, B.Rich can't come to work today because I've kidnapped him, aka also call the cops because there might be a reward attached to it. Like, how does this even work? But this Arizona man felt like he couldn't do it. He said, I could not, he said, I can't bring myself to go to work today, so I'm not going to call out sick. I'm going to phone in kidnapped. Speaking of kidnapped, Lady Gaga has 2 French bulldogs that was kidnapped. So I don't know if you guys heard, apparently in the middle of being in a pandemic, also, there's random acts of violence now if you're a dog walker. Gaga is in Rome filming a movie, and her dog walker was walking her 3 French bulldogs the other night, where a car pulled up, stopped, got out, shot the dog walker, y'all. Literally, this dog walker did not know he signed up for violence today when he was walking out the house and walked 3 dogs. They shot the doggone man and stole 2 of the 3 bulldogs. The 3rd bulldog took off running. This dog said, I ain't staying around for this ish. He took off for his life. Didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. This dog ran, and the good news is the police was able to recover the runaway dog. They're still looking for the 2 stolen dogs. They're looking for the gunman, and Gaga is now offering $500,000 as a reward for her to get her 2 dogs back. And she says, no question asked, no nothing. You know, if you have my dogs, tell us what you want at this email address. No questions asked. I'll tell you something. The good thing about that is these idiots probably will send an email, be like, I got your dogs, bring me my $500,000. And the good news is the cops are probably monitoring this email box. And soon as the drop happens, they'll get cuffs on their hands. Nobody should be shot for walking dogs. Like, I need this pandemic to pass. Let the panini continue to roll through, because people are losing their mind out here in these streets. Let's move on. Did you guys see the latest report? Numbers are finally in, and the numbers are showing that Kanye West spent $12 million out of his own pocket to fund his failed presidential campaign. Now, the only reason why I'm talking about this is because now that I know how much money this man spent out of his own pocket, it's some rich people stuff. And we all know Kanye was a little touched by an angel last summer when he wanted to run for president. But the amount of money that he had to pay in order to get his name on the ballots, in order to hire legal, I just cannot. And do you not know he raised a total of $14.5 million? That means that he literally, somebody donated, or a host of people donated, $2.5 million in this man's campaign. Again, is this really some rich people stuff? Because y'all knew Kanye was not going to win. He only got 66,000 votes during the election anyways. But the fact that this man spent $12 million, and obviously I don't know this man's finances, and it probably sounds like $12 million is a drop in the bucket for him, but $12 million out of your own pocket just to say you wanted to run for president must be nice. But, you know, I thought it was quite interesting because I was like, really, Kanye? Really? But again, you know, hey, this is what you do when you got the coin. And the words in Nene Leakes, when you have the coins, you could run for president. When you have the coins, they make it in your size. Speaking of Nene and Bravo, by the way, and we're going to talk about Salt Lake City, I promise, but Bravo is now wanting to do a limited spin-off series with housewives across different franchises in one house in a tropical destination. Now, I like the thought of that idea, and I feel like that idea probably became even more feasible because, one, we're still in a pandemic, and two, that steaminess of this trip for Housewives of Atlanta has literally broken the internet, and so it would be smart for them to try to capitalize on something like this anyways. You know, every franchise goes on a trip every season, and this really feels like it could be a Housewives of Big Brother type of situation. Now, my question to you all is, who do you think should be in the house? You know, obviously I would say Nene, but you know, she burnt every single bridge. So that's not happening. But I could see Kenya in the house. I could see, you know, Kyle Richards from Beverly Hills. I could even see like Candace Dillard from Potomac. Now, you know, I don't really watch the other franchise. Oh, let's see who could come from Salt Lake City. Jen Shaw could be in this house as well. Now, again, I don't watch the other franchises, so y'all gonna have to fill in the gaps. But I want to know, who do you guys think should be in this house, in this tropical destination? What fun events are they going to be doing? I need more things than just drinking. I need to know what this is going to look like so I can get my popcorn ready. And I wonder if this will be something we'll get within this year as well. I wonder how Nene Leakes is feeling right now. A whole spinoff, and she's not going to even be included. Now, let's talk about the reunion. So the finale left us with a little bit of seasoning and me wanting to see what season 2 is going to bring for them. But the husbands made their debut on part 3. And to be really honest with you all, the most engaging husbands was really just Coach Shaw and Robert Cosby Sr. Now I'm going to tell you something. I feel like we all do need a Coach Shaw in our lives. I don't know how he functions living in a house with dysfunctional Jen, but Coach Shaw got some pearls of wisdom, and I kind of dig Coach Shaw. And obviously Mary Cosby's husband was on as well, and he was very upset about, them picking on his wife and calling her a grandfather effer. I mean, technically it's not incorrect because he was her step-grandfather, but I digress. What I do know for sure is that nobody's husband has an excuse anymore to not show up for the reunion, because they brought in technology. Robert wasn't there and Meredith's husband wasn't there, and they had them on the big screen, TV screen. So maybe we shall see Jamal Bryant for the next reunion for Housewives of Potomac. Anyways, outside of the husbands being there, I will say this. My heart broke hearing about Whitney's deep-rooted issues with her father, because her father suffers, obviously, from some form of substance abuse. His issues are so deep-rooted, they're as dark as his roots, honey, on his head. But my heart broke because she hasn't spoken to her father. I don't know if Meredith is going to hang on for many more seasons, because if she doesn't want to open up about her life or her marriage or the lack of what's going on in her marriage, we don't want to see her. You can't be on this show and be tiptoeing around what's happening in your personal life. So Meredith was a little dry to me. This entire reunion, now that I've seen 1, 2, and 3, she didn't really offer anything to the reunion. Therefore, I don't know if Meredith is going to continue to play this game with, the Housewives franchise. Now, what I will say, I could also take it or leave it with Lisa. I don't know about you, but the entire season, I wasn't overly invested in her. And if she was to not be renewed or given a snowflake for next season, I wouldn't blink an eye. But I will tell you, I need Mary, Jen, and Heather to make it for the next season. And speaking of Jen, let's talk really quickly. I understand being disenfranchised and being a person of color growing up in probably Utah and what she had to go through. But I feel like Jen also tried to hide her trauma and her toxic behavior by dealing with all of these personal things. And the fact that she wanted to get on her soapbox about calling a person of color aggressive or angry, it's real. I think that people call people of color, whether you're a black man, an angry black man, or an angry black woman, if you're passionate, is a real thing. But Jen, you made a scene this entire season by getting loud, throwing glasses, getting angry. So the fact that they're calling you out about it now, you're upset because they've labeled you as aggressive. You've been aggressive the entire season, sis. If you're going to teeter on this soapbox of, racial equality and bringing it to the girls' attention, and you see that she tried to drag Mary into the conversation, and Mary was too busy nodding off over there to even be a part of the conversation. As crazy and dysfunctional and toxic as Jen is, we need her if they're going to bring season 2 back. I think if Heather can go to a good old therapist between now and when they start filming again, she actually might bring some even more quality to this show. And obviously, Mary is I just hope she invests in getting a real proper hairstylist for her wigs for this upcoming season or whatever. All right, guys, I got to go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video if you like, and leave me a comment. Most importantly, check those notifications and make sure they turned on. Who loves you? I do. I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye.